I think we're live. Hello, folks. Good evening. I'm Keith from Coin Crew, and that is
Mike from Mid America. How y'all doing tonight?
Tonight we are going to talk about fractional gold. The difference between fractional gold, 1 ounce gold, there is a huge difference, partly because of the menages, the scarcity of each type of item. But before we get into that, why don't we talk about this silver and gold? Silver sitting at a 72.45 bid with a 72.70 ask. Gold is sitting at 48.75 and a 48.77 ask. Huge. The gold to silver ratio has grew to 67.29. What can you make of that, Mike? We're getting some back.
Like I was telling people right now, I try to guide people as well as I can. Try to get them to buy more gold right now than silver. The reason why is right now, look at what the ratios are doing. Look how gold outperformed silver again. I mean, silver taking almost a $5 drop since yesterday overall, and then gold just what 100. I mean, it didn't do hardly anything.
Yeah, it didn't do hardly anything. I've noticed that throughout my career as being a coin dealer, coin collector, both, that one will get hot for a little bit, then the other, meaning gold or silver, and then it flips to where the other. We've had a good run on silver. It seems like gold may be stepping up. You think that's quite possible?
Well, I've been saying this for a couple of years. I keep telling everybody that silver is going to be the better return in the end, but gold right now is proving it again that I think gold's going to outperform and hit its peak first, and then silver will follow. I don't see gold flying all the way down to where silver prices are. I see silver coming up.
So you think silver's still got room to grow? It's just having a minor correction right now.
Correct.
Some people may call it a major correction because it did hit intraday or evening trading at 121.78 cents. And I think it closed around 117 the high. But now we're looking at $72.50. I mean, that's a pretty big correction. That's what, 50%?
Is that what it is? I thought it was a little higher than that.
It could have been. I mean, that's what I noticed.
I got 72.90, 72.65. And that's something else I noticed too. That's a 25 cents difference. Remember, for the longest time, it was a 10 cents difference.
What are you talking about? I remember a penny. I remember it being a penny back in the day. Yeah, gold and silver.
You must be older than me.
No, it was a nickel for the longest time. Then it went to a dime, and more recently it went to 12, and then it jumped to 25. But before that nickel, it was like 2 cents and 1 cent and stuff like that. But we're talking back in the 80s. I think it was.
But speaking of that, I think I don't know if you noticed this at some of the shows and stuff. I've noticed that people don't understand the difference between government issue and generic silver.
Good point. Let's talk about that.
The difference is we have to pay a higher premium to buy government issue stuff, especially when we order it in new, which I do. So basically, I can't buy it for the same price I buy generic. Even when you go online, look at all the other sites, you'll see, okay, let's say you want to buy some Eagles. There might be a $10 spread between that and a generic ounce.
Part of what's happening with the difference between generic and bullion and sovereign bullion is made by one mint of whatever the origin is, whether it be the U.S. Mint, the Royal Canadian Mint, the Perth Mint. They are the only people that make that coin, and they are the ones that sell it. In essence, they have a monopoly on the price of that, and they're going to charge the premium they feel is worthy of that item. Whereas a generic round, I don't know the exact number, but there could be 5,000 or 10,000 private mints just in the U.S. making 1 ounce generic bullion, refining that stuff, and they have to compete with the government. There's no competing because nobody can make their stuff. It's illegal in the country in which it's produced. Like here in the U.S., I cannot go out and stamp out a silver eagle. In Australia, I cannot go out and stamp out a 1 ounce kookaburra or kangaroo or anything like that because government have laws in place that if you mint their dollar that is counterfeit, and they put a dollar sign on all their sovereign silver or gold. Is that not correct, Mike?
That is very correct.
So before we get too much further into the show, if you have any questions or statements you want us to highlight, please put 3 question marks up in front of it, because as I run through the chat, if I start falling behind, I will naturally skip to just the question marks to make the show go a little smoother. We do have that topic about fractional gold that we are covering tonight. But if you have any questions, let's maybe try to cover a few of those real quick before we get into that. Let me scroll up a little and see if we got something here. Ooh, I don't see any question marks.
Yeah, see, at the shows anymore, I do not even carry any type of non-government issue silver to the shows. I keep it at our shop. We sell so much of it in the shop. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. You remember at the Joplin show, you heard people say, "Hey, Mike's got silver over there for $82 an ounce." I had one guy that asked me about it, and
I didn't remember you selling any for 82.
Yeah, I did. I sold some for 82. It was even in that Johnny video and stuff. People talked about that. But it was funny because one of the guys that first seen it said, "I'll be back." And by the time he got back, I was sold out of it because it was government issue stuff. And I mean, it was a mixture of cuckoo barrels. It was just a pile of stuff I put out there. It all went away pretty quick because, it was underneath what it actually really sold for online.
And that was something I was at that show too. I sold silver for $82, but I also sold silver for 80. I bought a couple different times, and I flipped it out real quick for 80 just to turn that one or two rows it was.
And silver was up over $78 an ounce.
Yeah, it was. It was hovering around $4 an ounce over on average. Was what people were charging. And I actually brought silver back. I had bought a bunch, but I still brought some back. Not much less than I went with. So that was definitely a fun show.
But see, we're gonna be we got the new Silver Eagle proofs coming in. There's gonna be one per household. We get a small batch from the government for being in their program. And it's crazy, but I probably ain't gonna have anything left before I ever get back from the show because I got people coming in and say, "Put my name on one, put my name on one." Now, we don't even know exactly. We see it on site what a regular proof eagle going for, but these graduations that they're only making 60,000 of is catching a big hype this year because unlike last year, if you remember, the U.S. Mint and just like any other government actually kind of messed up again. They made the proof and the graduation the same coin in the box. So even though the box might be only low minute, the coin was not. This time they fixed that problem and people were buying it up.
We're going to get ready to get into the fractional gold. But before we do, one more thing. If you guys like this show so far, give it a thumbs up, hype it, and even share it so we can get more people coming in asking more questions. The first question we have is, what are your thoughts on fractional gold versus pre-33? What is your personal preference? Do you like old gold or new fractional? Says Wolf Tracks. Thank you, Wolf Tracks.
I'm an old gold type of guy, and I just bought a bunch of $1 gold, and I paid a heck of a premium for
them. Yeah, I like both. It just depends on what fancies me at the time. I may see a old gold and I just don't like the way it looks, so I wouldn't favor it over new modern fractional. However, if I like the way it looks, every time it's old gold. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. It's going to take a serious word event to make gold and silver go back, says Doug Wagner. Thank you, Doug, for your input. So let's get into this. Let's share this. We have some mintages here. Now, if you'll notice, we're starting with 1986. This is coming from mycoinguides.com/mintages/. You'll notice it goes 1 ounce. Oh, let's get over here on the right one. Okay, it goes 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and 10th ounce. So, and these are the mintages for each year. If you'll notice, the first year they introduced the Gold Eagles, you had 1.362 million. And as you see down here, the mintages, they do vary. So far, the lowest is a 91 at 243. For this is 1 ounce, 221 on the 94, 200, 189 on the 96, 143.01. Now these, because they produce so many, they go for bullion prices, usually plus what, 150 to 250 right about now.
Well, right now we are in New Eagles. We're paying close to $150 over just
And
to
that's
order.
wholesale. That's wholesale.
That's wholesale.
So you're going to be looking at 50 to 75, maybe $100 over wholesale. A lot of people say, why do you always got to look at the wholesale if you bought it across the counter? The reason why I have to do that is because if you need more or someone else wants one, I have to charge more than that price in order to get it. Now, if you'll notice down here, 292 for the 2024. But look at these mintages right here. Half ounce is 23, 25.5 on the quarter, and the 10th, the lowest ever, is 63,000.
Right.
That's huge, considering the first year.
And just remember, guys, that's why a lot of people go around looking for halves. If you'll look at that chart, every one of the halves is always the lowest minute of the year, usually.
So if someone was to say, I don't know, let me guess this. Let's say you have 1991 quarter ounce, and someone told you $1,500 for that ounce. That's $6,000 an ounce. So if I told you, yeah, I got gold at $6,000 for 1 ounce coin, what would you think?
Well, I don't know. Since you picked out that particular coin, according to the gray sheet, that's a $3,000 coin. And
No. Hold up. No, I mean, what I'm saying is, I tell you, I want $6,000 for 1 ounce, 1 gold coin. Not saying a quarter. Not saying a quarter. I'm saying it's 1 ounce gold coin. What would you think for any one of these years?
Well, for the 1 ounces, I would never pay you that.
Correct. But now let's come down to the 1991. If I told you I wanted $6,000 an ounce and I would give you 4 of those, what do you think now?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
You'd think I was crazy. So basically what I'm saying, guys, if anybody has a quarter ounce, and this will help you navigate and mitigate possibly some lower gold if it's coming, we don't know. We don't know the future. You want to look for these quarter ounces and these half ounces at 1997 and older. They do not mint as many quarters. They do not mint as many half ounces. So if someone is in the know and understands that lower mintages mean more numismatic value, it goes beyond gold stacking. And that is part of understanding. That's why some people will go out and they only want to buy quarters. They only want to buy halves because they understand this. If I had a choice, that's all I would stack. But I stack it all. I stack every size. But you definitely want to be looking for these 2024s. Any 10th right here, quarter or half. Definitely all great.
Just to show you, this is, let me get this lined up. Let's see if we can see this. This is a quarter ounce gold and a 69, and a CAC holder, it's 2,900, it's 2,750. That's ass money. Look at the regular original packaging, which is a raw, 2,500. That's for that 91 quarter that Keith was just showing you here. I'll roll it down so you can see that. That's what I got pulled up. That's for the quarter ounce gold.
So what you have to understand, when someone quotes you a quarter ounce price, you have to look it up. Don't just think you're just getting a piece of gold. I mean, obviously not all of them are worth more than bullion. There's no doubt about that.
Well, yeah, if they're scratched up and stuff, even in that year, it's still going to be a bullion coin.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it being a bullion if it's scratched. But if you find 1 quarter ounce coin in a show, and someone wants 14 or 1500, look it up before you second guess it and walk away, because it could be a great deal.
Yeah,
So that is something definitely you need to understand.
Know if somebody offered it to me for that, I'd be a quick buyer.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. So that is something to understand about fractional. Just because it's fractional doesn't mean it's bullion. Again, half ounces, quarter ounces are the ones you want to buy. 10th ounces if you can't afford a larger one. If you're stacking for lowest premium, obviously you would get a 1 ounce at 50. At the time of that show, it would have been about 5,100, 5,150.
Well, just look at
what I would sell it for.
Look at common date 120s. A lot of them start off around $335.
Them are crazy prices
in different countries. Even that's over $6,000 an ounce, guys. But so people pay. We buy them for premiums. We don't get them cheap. We understand that they're worth more. If you're going to an LCS and they say, well, your 120s are just melt or less, you're dealing with the wrong guy then.
Yeah, if they're only offering you melt or less.
They're really selling to you for melt. If they're selling to you for melt, then they're being very fair.
Yeah, for most 10th ounces, I offer above melt. For Eagles, I offer well above melt. It just depends on what it is.
It really depends on the condition with me on even Eagles. Now, if they're all scratched up or wore up, been in jury, no, it's going to be around melt. I mean, that did time, because I do get some that were people wore them around in their earrings and stuff like that, and they take them out, but I can notice it when I put my loop on it. It leaves a ring on there that you can't get rid of.
Here we go, Goma 12X. I happen to have a couple of quarter ounce 2024. Do you guys buy certain years back of quarter ounce, or is it treated the same as other quarter ounces? The year makes a difference on how we buy back on quarter ounces and half ounces. A 2024 would obviously be well over melt, would it not? At these mintage levels. Yeah, and that's something you have to understand. We're going to look in the gray sheet.
It's the lowest minute. Now, guys, our gray sheets have not caught up with the 24 yet, so they're showing a little bit lower, but it should be actually a little more than that 91.
Yeah, it should be a couple thousand. Yeah, easy.
But it'll take a minute. It'll catch up because it's fairly new, so that's what happens.
That's something also to understand is when you're selling a quarter ounce or half ounce or even a 10th ounce gold eagle or any gold that's fractional, look it up. Find out what it's worth.
Or ask your guy when you go in, hey, what's this?
Is this a better day?
Ask them to show you even.
A lot of dealers don't have a problem showing you what they're using to price. Yeah.
See, right now it's showing $1,550 on that 24. I got it.
And that's too low.
It is. Even a 70, it's crazy, but that's what I'm saying. Gracie ain't caught up. It says 1,600. I'll buy that all day long at that price.
Oh yeah.
Try to find them online for that. Nobody's really selling that knows anything about that for that number. Or not on a 70.
Tommy Stacker's got a question for us. Have either of you seen fractional fake gold eagles, 10th ounce, quarter ounce, or half?
Yeah.
How did you discover it was fake? With me, a couple different times, they stuck to a magnet, and another time they had eyeballs. A lot of people don't realize that the gold eagle, the St. Gaudens image, the Liberty image, and the eagles do not have eyeballs. If you take a magnifier or put it into a scope, you won't see eyeballs. You see, when you're looking at it raw, it looks like there's eyeballs, but when you scope it or magnify it with a loupe, it's the eye sockets that are minted in such a way to make it appear that there are eyeballs inside. I
had a whole row of 10s come in, but about 4 or 5 of them were fake in there. I started looking at them real good, and the rims looked like they were sticking out a little higher, and I said, well, I got to check these out. They didn't even pass the gold tester. They didn't pass the gold tester, but they did not stick to a magnet either. So the guy was nice enough to say, Mike, can you have them sent in? And the founder company put in their big machine and found out there was about 7-8% gold on top. The rest was all copper inside. I didn't cut one open. I guess I could have saved time and cut one open, but I told the guy if they do come out real, it didn't pass on mine, I would buy it.
Okay, Robert Bruce, we don't sell things here on Tuesday evening. We just talk about prices, talk about the market. But if you have circulated or scratched up 40% Kennedy half dollars, what would be a reasonable price to get them for? Bringing them to a coin dealer. He wants to know what a coin dealer would pay. Well, I am selling for under melt. I sell them online for 10.
Right now, we're not buying them, so and I've seen horror stories out there of 50% of melt and stuff.
Yeah,
we're not buying them right
if
now.
you can't get 50% of melt, which is about $6, why buy them? I'm actually selling them right now on my auction platform on Sundays here on YouTube.
No, there's dealers out there that said they'll buy them, but they'll pay 50%.
No, and what I'm saying is they melt for around $11.50 or something. I'm selling them for $10. I'm paying the PayPal fee, and if you get 150, I'm even shipping them for free. So that means I might be getting $8.50 for them, but I'm not buying them. I just don't feel comfortable buying them at this level, but I do think it's a great buy to buy them at 10 if you can get someone to give you 10. And that's why I'm selling them for 10. Okay, here's Mark's channel. Thank you, Mark. I was wondering about half-ounce gold Libertad said to be mint proof. I Googled it and said only 600 proofs per minute. Would it pay to get it graded? If it looks good enough, a proof Libertad, yeah, I would.
There we go. There we go, guys.
Okay, let's hear it.
Keith and I are having this discussion about silver. It just jumped 80 cents. It's going back up.
Oh, it's 73 and some change. Look at that.
What'd you guys say? Every time we have this, silver goes up. There you go. This is why we do it on Tuesdays.
Well, we got Mark's channel. Mark is wondering if it's okay, if he should. Would it pay to get a half-ounce gold-proof Libertad graded? Is it worth grading, Mike?
Yes, it is. Especially, but make sure there's no
600 proofs minted. What's that?
Make sure there's no scratches or anything on it. Otherwise, they're going to put in a damaged holder.
Yeah, or a low-proof grade. So, yeah, you definitely want to make sure it's close to 69 if you could. They do fetch a little bit more in a 69 holder, even though they're all supposed to be 69s or 70s. It would fetch a little more in a holder versus being in just the capsule they come in. Thank you so much. I wasn't realizing you were selling. I didn't realize you were doing something different. I apologize. No, Robert. No. That's fine. What we was talking about with the 40% halves, my friend, is if you can get somebody to give you close to what I'm selling them for or what I'll get.
Well, 10.88 right
it's
now.
It's good to sell them at that. What's that?
$10.88 is melt. I just
so it came down a little. Okay,
yeah.
So if you can get $8.50, yeah, I think that would be a great.
I think that'd be very fair. But if they offer you $5,
yeah, don't sell
them. $6, I think I'd keep them.
I hope that helps you out. Dale Lim says, Mike, wait 10 minutes. It will go back down.
Well, I don't know. Everybody says every time we have this, it goes up. So, and yeah, we'll see. Let's wait 10 minutes and check it out again.
Okay, Mark's channel says, came in a capsule, and that particular said only 600 minutes. Mark, all the proof Libertads do come in capsules. And if you want to double check them, and it just Wikipedia has Libertad's manages on there, and that's someplace I've found the manages, and they're pretty accurate. But you can Google it and check it out to double check that manage. So yeah. So fractional gold. Let's get back to understanding fractional gold. Now, if you had a choice, that's right, a choice. Oops, how do we do that? Oops. Let's see. Okay, here it is. If you had a choice of all these years, right here, looking at the manages, we started real high in 1986 and 87 because that was the first 2 years. If you had a choice and you were just a stacker and not a dealer, Mike, what coin would you buy? Would you buy a 1 ounce gold, a ½ ounce gold, a 1/4 ounce gold, or a 1/10 ounce gold to start stacking? Now, you know the 1/10 ounce have bigger premiums. The 1/4 ounce a little less, the ½ ounce a little less, even on the common quarter.
You're talking on the 86s, or
No. All just if you were stacking gold and not paying attention to year. Now we know the premiums go up a little bit as the size goes down. Now some quarters and halves have larger premiums, but if you was to choose a size, what size would you, if you were only a
okay.
stacker and not a dealer?
If I was
What size
only
would
a
you pick?
stacker, I would either do 10th ounces or 1 ounces, because your half ounces and 1/4 ounces are mostly for the collectors. They like to get them graded and see how high they can get them.
Okay, there you go. That is from a collector's point of view. For me,
That
I
is from a
like,
bullion point of view.
well, yeah, whichever. It is what it is, right? So he likes the 1 ounces and the 10th ounces. I prefer the
For
10th
stacking.
for stacking. Yeah, for stacking. The reason why I would choose the quarters and the halves over the 10th is because of possibly gaining some numismatic value. Even though I'm just a stacker, the quarters and the 10ths, when they first come out, have a little bit lower premium than the 10th does during current year. And then as the years go on, sometimes the premiums go up, as you can see with some of the tougher dates, such as everything before 1997.
If you'll even check online, no, that's not true. The quarters are getting about the same percentage as tenths right now.
Oh, are they starting to charge the same?
Yeah.
That's because gold's just crazy. No, it's not crazy. It's just continually going up. Oops, wrong one. I think personally myself, I like, as for a stacking purpose, the quarters and halves, but the 10th for easy resellability. That is my opinion on that. Okay, Mudswat says, and here is something that possibly needs to be addressed. Mudswat says, better to buy a gram than not buy at all. Do you think that's true?
Actually, yeah, I see. I don't see grams really costing any more than a 10th ouncer. I mean,
Or as
yesterday,
far as premium?
that's exactly what I was selling grammars for.
Premiums used to be a little cheaper on the 10ths over the grams, but now they're pretty close to the same price.
Well,
So I
gold's got
kind of,
so high.
yeah, percentage wise. So I kind of feel that the grams might be a good choice for someone who doesn't have as much money to put into the gold and silver market. Now, you should treat the gold and silver. I mean, it does go hand in hand with the equities in a sense. One goes up, one goes down sometimes, but not always. So you should treat your gold and silver just like that for the long-term growth. And that's very important as well. Okay, here we go. Synaxis says, what do you think of the old world odd weight gold? The stuff in the 1800s and older. What do you think of that?
Well, there is a lot of it. You can get really close to spot on world gold.
Oh, look at that. Silver Ocean's up here. He says 100%. Oh, guys, talking about Silver Oceans, we got a video we did together. I'm going to have a short, like 9-minute video or so on my channel. Comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Check it out. And if you haven't subbed Silver Oceans, go ahead and hit him. Give him a sub. If someone wants to throw his channel link in there, be greatly appreciated. He's a friend of mine. What's the premium on a gram? $5, $10. Normally, I pay $5 to $10 over myself just to get them. What is the normal premium on a gram, Mike? At or about?
Well,
what would you pay to buy one?
Right now, we buy them up and over. I mean, we're telling people right now, we look online, see what everybody else is bringing, and we bring ours underneath that. But lately, we've been matching them up to tenths.
Okay, Luke Hilton has a question, and it's a little wrong, and I'll correct you as we go, Luke. He says, I have a 1/10 ounce gold eagle, and the year is in Roman numeral. I believe it's a 99. Okay, and that's where I'm going to correct you. The Gold Eagles only produced Roman numeral Gold Eagles up to 1991. So if you don't know how to read the Roman numeral, put the Roman numeral in the chat and somebody will read it for you.
I'll be able
Does
to.
this have more numismatic value for a 1/10 ounce?
Well, if it's a 91, it's still good. Well,
91. So let's
as
look
high
at
as
these.
premiums are on 10s, probably not.
Yeah, on the quarters and halves. Now, if it's a 91, it's a little bit better because that's 165,000, but it's not
Right.
great. And 159 on the 88. It's not great. So if you want to put the Roman numerals in the chat, someone will, or one of the mods or myself will type in the year for you, or I will mention it here. So yeah, and Roman numerals are tough. Ask Mrs. Coin Crew. You ask her what a Roman numeral is. How about she just type it in the chat? The answer she'll give you, because she's here. Do you think a key date numismatic will go down in price anytime soon? Depending on the year, and the coin, key date numismatics, I don't think they dip with gold and silver. They kind of steadily go up. They have little dips here and there, but they just kind of steadily go up. And that is why my heart is in the numismatic field more so than the bullion. I get into bullion because it's a good, secure way to stack your money and preserve your wealth. But as far as me making money in the coin business, I do it numismatically. I'll buy a coin, keep it for years before I'll sell it sometimes. What about you? Do you think the numismatic coins are going down in value?
Well, I would leave that one to my wife. She don't seem to think so. She keeps stacking them.
Okay, here is the Mudswat puts in a 1999, says M, which is 1,000, C is 100, and it's before another M of 1,000, so that's M, C minus, or the M minus the C because it's lower, so that'd be 19. The 10 is an X, then 50, or X, 100 minus 10, yeah, 91, or 99 rather. Yeah, because you had to put all the X's and C's in there. So there it is. XC.
Well, there's a 91, so that one's going to probably be
100. Yeah.
I think that's an 87, ain't it?
No, that's an 81. That's a 91.
This,
X minus C plus, you got M plus minus C plus M minus X plus C plus 1. Yeah, Roman numerals are difficult to know where to minus and plus at.
but which one was the number he put up?
No, that was just Mudswat's explaining to him how to read it. If a lower Roman numeral is before a higher one, you minus the lower one off the higher one. Mr. Happy Stack says, is there something wrong with YouTube? Yeah, I think there is, Mr. Happy Stack. They're all sleeping or watching a game or something. Normally, we have 3 times as many people in here. I've noticed my video's been a little bit laggard too. But, yeah, maybe I'm not on YouTube's algorithm food list. I don't know. But it is what it is. And that's what says he doesn't know if that was helpful. Happy Stacks, what's up? There you go. There is Mrs. Coin Crew's answer. Roman numerals are not her friend. Here you go. 1 CM is 1950, 80, 5, and then 1 is 7. That's a 1987. Thank you, Silver Oceans.
That's what I said.
We can do this all day. Y'all testing me.
I thought that's what I said earlier. This is probably a 1987. When you put the X in front, that's just look at it. Anyway, I'm looking at something here. Wow, we are down 100 people watching. Okay, anyway.
I think I missed it. I have to go to subscriptions to find the live. Oh, I'm sorry, Perp. Yeah, if you guys start sharing this, this last 25 minutes, more people will start coming. YouTube will finally say, hey, what's up with this shit? We missed this. So, yeah, share it. Let more people get in here. And we'll talk about some more gold. Actually, to find your video, I had to directly click on the Coin Crew icon and search for the YouTube videos. Was not working. I noticed earlier today we had the same situation. My video didn't come up until about 30 minutes before. It was really weird. I have some generic type 1/10 ounce gold. Would it be a good idea to trade for just Eagles? Mustang Dave, if you have generic monetary gold, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if you have generic rounds, I've seen these prospector rounds out of Colorado and stuff. I would go for some Solverine stuff, definitely. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah. David makes them out of Colorado Springs.
It's not that they're not good gold. They are good gold.
His stuff is pure.
But the thing is, some people don't know who it is, or some people may not recognize it.
It's
or
that prospector gold.
Yeah, or say, oh, well, this ain't as good. It's not an eagle. It's not a kookaburra or something like that.
And which, because it ain't a government issue, when we do get them in, we sell them cheaper than any other 10 ounces we have. We sell them closer to generic price. So our gold, I mean. He makes silver ones too.
I bought some of his generic round silvers a lot before. Mark's channel says YouTube is. You know what's really cool? Mark pointed out YouTube isn't functioning correctly. The fact that it's not functioning correctly and sending out the proper notifications, we still have 113 people in here. And I want to thank all of you guys for taking the time to understand that we are here every Tuesday night. That's right, rain or shine. And today it got up to 50 degrees, man. It was awesome here.
Oh, you got a heat wave.
Yeah, wet. I mean, snow's just dripping off the house and clunking on the ground. It was crazy today. I looked outside and I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not going nowhere because I didn't want to drive down my driveway because I still got snow in it because we half-ass plowed. I just wanted to kind of let it melt down. Okay. What's each of your white whale coins? I have two that I really love. I wouldn't say they're the most expensive. I just love them. My 1909 SVDB MS65 Red Brown and the $20 gold coin I got from that guy. You have a white whale coin that you love? Doesn't necessarily have to be your most expensive.
Yeah, it's sitting in your collection.
The 1882 Carson City double eagle. That's his white whale that got away. Yeah, I just, I don't sell it. Every once in a while, bringing them out to show them and stuff. I actually have had the 09 SVDB out a few times for sale. Metals for Breakfast says, so if it's pure gold, who cares? Honestly, SHTF, gold is gold regardless, in my opinion. Metal for Breakfast, that is I don't want to sound harsh or anything, but that is a difference between a stacker and a collector. A collector is looking for more than just the gold. I guess that's the way to say it. You're looking as a collector, you're looking what gold could give me more than just the gold. You're right. Gold is gold, but it's also a matter of what kind of gold are you going to get the most money buyback for? If you have the attitude of gold is gold, so you get 97% for a 10th ounce gold round when you can get 105 or 110% for a gold eagle. That's a big difference. So yeah, gold is gold. So he who cares is the person who wants more for their product and be fair to whoever is buying it. Mustang Dave's on something. He's like, I think Keith needs to buck and go the 09. Yeah, I heard you, buddy. I heard you. If our country goes into a crisis, hide your gold because when you need to trade it, the value could drop dramatically. Yeah, it could drop dramatically because they're trying to seize it and then come and get it. So yeah, I don't know if I would say hide your gold, don't sell your gold. Well, I guess it would be the same thing. Yeah. Okay, here we go. FBT says ducats, marks, francs, you can find at or below spot, stack up, gold is gold. Okay, now again, I'm not trying to be harsh to you guys. Gold is gold, but sometimes when you buy this harder to get gold and pay a little bit extra, that premium will sometimes come back to you if you're dealing with a fair dealer. Now, granted, you can get ducats and francs off us at or about spot, but that means you're getting less than spot when you go to sell it back. You want to weigh in and see, and Michael, you'll probably agree with me. I don't know, but I'm going to say this. You want to weigh in and see what someone's buyback is for the gold that they're selling you, and then use that judgment as to what best suits your needs. What do you think about that?
No, I had a gentleman today after he bought his stuff from me. He says, "What's your buyback?" He says, "Well, I make money." I said, 6 months, who knows? Because he's not planning on selling it right away. He said, "But what about now?" I said, "Well, I sold to you $200, and this was on a collectible coin over what I paid for it because it was a little high dollar coin. In 6 months, I'll probably be paying you $500 to buy it back." Because that's what happened to me before on some coins. Well, look what I offered you for that Car City back.
Oh yeah,
extra $1,000.
And I never took it.
And he wouldn't take it.
I never got the coin when you offered it. Here we go. For the purpose of liquidity, would you recommend 10th ounce and quarter ounce, or should I just save up and buy a whole ounce to save on premiums? Again, premiums could come back to you depending on who you sell them to. I personally get the gold while you can afford to get the gold. A lot of times you might spend that money in the process of trying to save. It is cheaper to buy a 1 ounce coin, but it's also cheaper to sell it back per ounce. And that's something you also have to understand. You want to stop and think what works best for you. What do you think? Save up or buy it while you got it?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and this is a known fact. I had a guy wind up stacking a whole row of 10th ounce Eagles. He came back in, said, "Mike, I'm ready to trade these in for 5 1 ounces." And I gave him $500 plus them ounces of gold. And you know the bad about it is he bought them between 140 and 230 from me, a piece for the 10th ounce. He traded them in just recently.
It depends on your financial situation. It's what it boils down to. But for numismatic value, it's definitely better to have fractional.
But but look what he paid for it. Look what he really paid for his 1 ounce gold.
Yeah, because you get to take 500 off of whatever he paid.
Well, no, I'm just saying how he bought them. He kept it going until it got too high, and he stopped buying them. And then he decided, you know what, I want 1 ounces now, and brought them in and traded them. So in reality, he's in that stuff right around 2,300 an ounce.
So Synaxis says, is the 2025 gold Sacagawea worth the premiums? It was when it first came out. I don't really know. It doesn't say it's gold anywhere on the coin.
Guys, I work with the U.S. Mint. They called me to see if I was going to get any. I turned it down. I did not want them.
Like I said, it was worth it when it came out because gold went up past that. But the fact that it doesn't say it on the coin, it makes it a little hard to turn around and move it. You can still move it for the gold value. But for the average collector, they may pass on repurchasing it.
They kind of did it like the Mark Twain they did in the 80s. You know, it just wasn't. And people at first really loved them.
Until they realized it didn't say half ounce gold on it.
Yeah, now they really don't love them as much anymore. A lot of them are getting them certified because the holders will say it then.
Here we go. Do you sell 1/10 ounce gold and Australian ducat at the same price? I don't. Do you?
No.
There you go. Ducats are
cheaper.
Premium.
For a gold price, because the ducat's a little bit more than a 10th.
Yeah, ducat is. It's
1187.
Yeah, it's so I guess they would be somewhat close to the same price.
because of the weight of the gold.
Because of the weight of the gold. Yeah, they're like 1147. Yeah. But it just depends. There's no big premium on ducats. Is there anything wrong with playing the GSR for more gold, considering I don't retire for 12 years last first? What do you think? Anything wrong with playing the gold to silver ratio? I don't think so.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just getting people to trade it. I mean, now people have even gotten more gun shy about trading either way. Look at the ratio. What happened today? It was about 67 to 1, something like that.
Yeah, Goldman says, thanks. You made my decision, Mike. You're quite welcome, Goldman. Thank you. What about 10th ounce maples, Brits, and fills? Those are a little bit lower premiums, but they're still definitely worth holding on to. Again, fractional gold is more for.
Well, no, that's not true on the maples. The older maples are bringing a little premium, a little bit above the eagles.
Oh, and that's and he just brought it to my light, and it just like popped in my head. Sometimes you get larger bullion dealers or coin dealers don't pay attention to their fractional gold years. And if you've studied the years, the mintages, sometimes you can actually find them having one of those older years for the bullion rate. So you can get a great deal that way. Yes, again, gold is gold, but if you can get gold worth more, wouldn't you buy it?
You gotta get me sleeping for that. That happened to me.
But there are a lot of dealers that just they never look at the year. You go to some big dealers, some of them won't look at the year, they just in and out. So there is that chance sometimes that you can get something before 1997 on a quarter ounce for a common gold quarter ounce eagle. So that's something you want to keep an eye on when you go to shows or go to shops. You never know. I mean, I've slept on stuff. You just get so much stuff running through sometimes that you don't have time to look at everything. Just like we don't search for errors. Mrs. Coin Crew looks through VAMs for the dollars for VAMs, but I don't. I'm too busy doing everything else.
I'm still trying to get caught up with the rework I got.
Mrs. Coin Crew says, put a question mark. It makes it easier to get an answer. She is totally correct. I do not highlight everybody's. So, yeah, fractional gold is definitely something you may want to get into if you're not already into it. I know a lot of people love 1 ounce coins. They are big. They are hunky. They are worth a lot of money. But not everybody, as gold continues to rise, is going to be able to afford to buy it. So you want to understand how to best maneuver fractional gold. And if you haven't seen what we've said already, go back and rewatch the show. It's definitely, I think, in my opinion, it was worthwhile, some of the information. What do you think? I mean, There's just a lot of information coming out today. So let's touch back on gold and silver prices. How are we doing? I know it's been longer than 10 minutes. Someone said, check back in 10 minutes. It'll be down. I don't remember who it was. Was it one of the Dales? I don't know. Or Doug?
Well, let's take a look.
You guys.
Let's see where it's at.
73.14, 73.39.
It went up more. It went up more. There you go.
More, yeah. Gold is sitting at 48.84 and 4,886. Not too shabby. And the gold ratio come down just a little bit from 67.29 to 66.79. So there you go. There's that. Here you go. Mark's channel says, 4 stackers. What's a good ratio of silver to gold? 500 ounce silver to every ounce of gold? 100 ounce for every ounce of gold? What say you, Mike?
Well,
what's a good ratio to have in your stack? How much gold, how much silver?
Well, I usually like to keep 75-25, but right now I'm probably closer to 60-40.
Now you're talking value or are you talking ounces?
Ounces.
So you keep 75 ounces to 1 ounce.
1 ounce, yeah, 1 ounce gold. Yeah.
I don't do my gold to silver ratio. Maybe I'm kind of weird like that. I do value ratio. Whatever the gold to silver value is, I try to keep them equal. And if one goes up or down, I buy the one that I need to make them equal again.
Well, you know, like I said, right now I'm sitting at 60-40, so I guess I'm real close to the ratio at 65-1.
Yeah, so basically, I hate to say it, while everybody was buying silver as it was going up, I was forced to keep my ratio together. I was forced to add gold to my stack because the gold
So
wasn't
did I.
percentage wise as high as the gold, and I don't like to sell it.
The gold just kept coming in.
Okay, here we go. Tommy Stacker says, does the first strike designation on a graded gold eagle add value to the coin? My opinion, no. What say you, Mike? Does it add value if it says first strike?
No. That means nothing to me.
Shep Sellis says, I like 1/10 ounce gold eagles for short-term savings because the premium will likely hold the foreign fractional like ducats and francs for long 2+ year savings because of the cheapness. Yeah, there you go. He buys the ducats and the francs for the value, and he liked the eagles for the short-term savings. Definitely, Shep, that is a good idea, is to stack them for short and long-term both. Mark's channel says, thank you. Thank you, my friend, for asking the question. Here we go. Lady Bluegrass, these new higher prices became the new normal too quickly for me. I still miss $40 an ounce. Oh, yeah, we all miss $40 ounces. But you know what? When it got to
We're going back that far. I missed $3 an ounce.
But when it was at 40, we're like, man, this 40 came too quick. I sure do miss them 30s. We're always going to say that. I mean, it's just inevitable. Things go up. Inflation.
Well, I remember $3 an ounce, and I kind of really miss it.
Sand Dune Stacker says he likes a 50 ounces silver, 1 ounce gold ratio.
Okay.
The reason why I use a value is because when I count my silver and gold, I count my 90%, I count my graded coins, I count my gold, I count it whether it's in bars or bricks or whatever. I just count it all together as a value.
Well, you know, I guess I do it wrong because I don't really count our 90%.
I count my 90%. Yeah.
I don't. I count my rounds against my 1 ouncers, and you know, the
Yeah,
90%.
well, see, I guess
90% is just a bonus.
Well, I count my 90%. I kind of like a bonus for every $1,000 face. I just say, okay, there's 1,000 ounces. It's worth this much, and it's actually 715 ounces rather for $1,000 face. I say, okay, there's 700 ounces. I might have misspoke just a second ago. I said 1,000 ounces.
I know.
715 ounces. It's valued at this, so I need to have this much gold to equal up. That's how I do it. 700 ounces. Yeah, it's just quick. You know, it's your personal. You don't keep as good a track of your personal as you do your business. Nobody was prepared for the drastic ups and downs. Now, talking about that drastic up and down, Mike, do you think it's subsiding slightly? I mean, are we starting to normalize a little? Are we still in for a pretty
No,
good
we're still in for a little more of a ride.
I think it's becoming more acceptable, though, by the public and the dealers.
The bottom line is, you know, guys, yes, we're down a little bit. We might slip a little bit more down, but we're getting ready to take another ride.
So there you go. Okay, TH Junkie 431. Thank you for the question. Mike, do you see many kiddos at the shows? What's the future of the hobby looking like? Now, when you're talking hobby, obviously you're talking about the coin market itself. What's it like, Mike?
Actually, at some of the bigger shows, I see a lot of kids. Some of the shows don't do what we do, but then, like the fun show, they always have stuff for the kiddies. Tulsa, you guys know, we make sure we have stuff for the kiddies, and all the dealers are great. They help out and put in. We do a lot of different stuff for kids. And that, yes, we need the kids in this game. We need to understand more. We talk to kids. We talk to the Boy Scouts and everything. You know, there's a merit badge that many years ago didn't have a merit badge for numismatics. So the kids are getting involved, and clubs are getting involved, like the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts of America. They're all getting into this. So that's a good thing for us.
Well, that's good to know.
And the U.S. Mint also does stuff for kids. I'm going to finish that.
Hey, Mike, do you still have that?
Yes, I do. I still
Rub
want to
it
stay
in,
married,
rub it
guys.
in.
I want to stay married. If something happens in that row, it would be like something happening to me. So, guys, if I come up missing, you know that row accidentally come up missing, and that's why I'm not here.
And if it ever goes anywhere out of his stack, you know my wife's gonna be pissed at me.
There you
That's all
go.
I'm saying about that. His wife be pissed at him getting rid of it, and my wife be pissed at me for something totally different, the opposite. Here we go, Mike. Have you heard anything about 2026 being the last year of the Silver Eagle proofs?
No, guys, not happening yet. I can say that part. Okay. There's a lot of excitement going to happen though this year, guys. A lot of excitement. I'm gonna tell you, the Mint realized that superhero stuff wasn't the way for them to go. Really, I wish they would have colorized it. And I think they do too. But they got other surprises coming up.
Well, part of the problem was the packaging on the 1 ounce coins
I
and
think
the 2.5 ounce coin.
I don't really think that was as bad as they wasn't producing them fast enough, and I think they was just trying to see how they went. That pre-order really put a hurt on them because some of the people that did order, why
Canceled.
not cancel?
I
Yes.
almost canceled mine.
There was a lot of cancellations on them, including Mid America.
Here you go. Do you see the silver spot going up when the China markets open next week? Yes, no.
I think we might see something. But once again, like we always say, we're not analysts. So, guys, stay tuned. Like you getting to.
Are you going to Fort Smith, Arkansas show in July 17th through 19th? That's pretty close to the Lansing show.
Guys, I am not probably going to make it because I got to be in Lansing a little early because I got to set that show up. I wanted to go. They put it too close to my show that we're doing with the U.S. Mint.
Okay, here's Goma real quick, and then we're going to cover some other stuff. Gold prices being so high, do you think the U.S. Mint's ever going to bring back the fractional gold buffalo? That would be awesome if they did. What do you think?
Guys, it's not in the future yet, but there's always a chance anything could happen. The thing is, guys, that's what's keeping that thing so strong. Everybody
the fact
wants
that they're not producing it.
Right, because that's the only year you can get it.
Okay, so let's get on with it and close out the program. First, before we close out, let's talk about some upcoming coin shows that are going to be hosted by Mike from Mid America Coin. And then we'll touch a little bit on the gold subject right before we end. Go ahead with some show info, Mike. I'm going to put you on the bench.
Well, this is not one of my shows, but this coming up week, we will be at Duncan doing a show there. We are in Duncan, Oklahoma. It's a Friday, Saturday show. So, guys, if you're over in that area, come on by and see me. The next week after that, I'll be in Savannah, Georgia with the U.S. Mint. So, guys, come and see us there. But coming up in June, we will have the Toss a Coin show. Right after that, we're going to be in July. We'll be in Lansing, Michigan doing the Lansing show. Then after that, in October, we are heading to Little Rock, Arkansas. So, guys, check your calendars. Look at where we're at. Let me know what you guys think. And I am still looking for stuff for 2027. So if you got some big areas where you're at, some cities or something, let me know. I'll look into it and see if we can put one there for you. Guys, thank you for watching. I'm glad Keith gave me this moment to talk about our shows. We'd love to see you there.
All right, guys. So I am in Michigan and Mike is in Oklahoma. So hopefully you guys can come visit our shop someday. You just can contact us via email or whatever, or give us a call at our shop numbers. Mine is Coin Zone, and his is
Mid-America Coins.
So we hope to hear from you soon. Now, touching back just to end the show out before too many people leave, we are going to look at gold real quick, and we are sitting at 73.28, 73.53 ask for silver, and gold is 48.89 and 48.91 ask with a trade ratio of 66.72. That is up a little bit more, not quite the demand usually that it happens during our shows. Not quite as many people either, so maybe that's it. Maybe the interest is down. But definitely when you're buying fractional gold, and again, Mike can attest to this, know the years that are most likely worth more money so you don't have to sit there and look up every single coin.
But one thing for sure, guys, when you are at a show and you're asking about fractionals, remember you're not going to get them at spot. And just always remember, silver, government issue silver does not sell at spot either. So, guys, make sure you understand what you're looking at and ask questions. Ask why it's so much. Let the guy tell you what it is. And that way you can make your own determination about what you really want.
And please remember, if you hear somebody saying $6,000, $7,000 for an ounce of gold, you say, what gold? The 2021 1 ounce gold buffalo is worth $9,000. Is it not? About $9,000. I would pay more than $7,000 for that in a minute. I'd probably pay $8,000. So understand what they're telling you the price is for. Don't believe it's always a 1 ounce coin. It could be fractional, harder date stuff. So always do your due diligence. Ask the questions. Shop around and find what fractional gold is going to work best for you and your stacking philosophy. So with that note, hopefully we'll see you next week. Got a video coming out tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. So I guess keep on stacking because it's fun. There you go. Bye, guys.
See y'all later.